Good morning, everybody, and it's a great day to explore the nature of personal reality with Seth and Jane Roberts. And this podcast, this reading, is from The Nature of Personal Reality, Chapter 1. The living picture of the world grows within the mind. The world as it appears to you is like a three-dimensional painting in which each individual takes a hand. Each colour, each line that appears within it has first been painted within a mind, and only then does it materialise without. In this case, however, the artists themselves are a portion of the painting and appear within it. There is no effect in the exterior world that does not spring from the inner source. There is no motion that does not first occur within the mind. The great creativity of consciousness is your heritage. It does not belong to mankind alone, however. Each living being possesses it, and the living world consists of a spontaneous cooperation that exists between the smallest and the highest, the greatest and the lowly, between the atoms and the molecules and the conscious reasoning mind. All manner of insects, birds and beasts cooperate in this venture, producing the natural environment. This is as normal and inevitable as the fact that your breath causes a mist to form on the glass if you breathe upon it. All consciousness creates the world, rising out of feeling tone. It is a natural product of what your consciousness is. Feelings and emotions emerge into reality in certain specific ways. Thoughts appear, growing on the bed already laid. The seasons spring up, formed by an ancient feeling tones, having deep and abiding rhythms. They are the result again of an innate creative aspects that are a portion of all life. These ancient aspects lie now deeply buried in the psyches of all species, and from them the individual patterns and specific blueprints for new differentiations emerge. The body of the earth can be said to have its own soul or mind, whichever term you prefer. Using this analogy, the mountains and the oceans and the valleys and rivers are all natural phenomena springing from the earth's soul, as all events and all manufactured objects appear from the inner mind or the soul of mankind. The inner world of each man and woman is connected with the inner world of the earth. The spirit becomes flesh. Part of each individual soul, then, is innately connected with what we'll call the world soul, or the soul of the earth. The smallest blade of grass or flower is aware of this connection, and without reasoning comprehends its position, its uniqueness, and its source of vitality. The atoms and the molecules that compose all objects, whether it be the body of a person, a table, a stone, or a frog, know the great passive thrust of creativity that lies beneath their own existence, and upon which their individuality floats distinct, clear, and unassailable. So does the human individual rise up in victorious distinctiveness from the ancient and yet ever new fountains of its own soul. The self rises from unknowing into knowing, constantly surprising itself. As you read these sentences and listen to these sentences, for example, some of your knowledge is conscious knowing and instantly available. Some is unconscious, but even the unconscious knowledge is knowing in its own unknowing. You always know what you are doing, even when you do not realize it. Your eye knows it sees, though it cannot see itself, except through its use of reflection. In the same way, the world as you see it is a reflection of what you are. A reflection not in glass, but in three-dimensional reality. You project your thoughts, feelings, and expectations outward. Then you perceive them as the outside reality. When it seems to you that others are observing you, you are observing yourself from the standpoint of your own projections. You are the living picture of yourself. You project what you think you are outward into flesh. Your feelings, your conscious and unconscious thoughts all alter and form your physical image. This is fairly easy to understand. It's not as easy, however, to realize that your feelings and thoughts form your exterior experience in the same way, or that the events that appear to happen to you are initiated by you within your own mental and psychic inner environment.